What's happening, good people? So today I'd like to talk about 5 things that I kind of wish that I knew when I first started playing guitar that would probably made my life a whole lot easier, may and may not make it so frustrating, and probably would have made me a much better player than I am today. I still consider myself a beginner guitar, almost kind of like starting over again. It's been on and off for almost 25 plus years now of my guitar journey. And a lot of this stuff, when you see it actually in videos, is really just all muscle memory that's kind of coming back to me. Even when I play a new song that you hear, it isn't the fact that I've gone and looked up a tab, it's just like something just kind of reappeared. But it is a constant battle of remembering and forgetting things. Truthfully, I feel like that I am a beginner guitar player. We can go on this journey together, and it's also kind of why I wanted to capture it, because if you notice, like, movies or things like Stranger Things, if you ever watch like season 1, it looks like they're 5, then season 2 it looks like they're 12, then season 3 they're off to college, and then they're trying to make them look younger for season 4 and 5 or whatever season they're up to by now. I've actually haven't really grown all that much as a guitar player. As a content creator, I think I have. If you look towards my past videos, we're going on over a year now. So it's been a whole bunch of, big game of trying to learn stuff, acquire stuff, get a good base to try to help you. So we're basically going on that journey together. 5 things that I really kind of wish I knew. The first one is not clamping down so hard on your fretboard. I used to clamp down so hard when making, bar chords. Like, you could see my fingertips getting white over here. The pressure, you could see it, getting red in other areas. It was just thought I had to clamp down so hard. And when you think about it, it just takes the most minimal amount of pressure to have those strings rest on top. I'm barely even pushing on top of those strings right now. So that is actually going to help you not only not get as fatigued as much, but also will help you in the long run of not getting any type of like carpal tunnel things or getting hand cramps too soon. So you should almost try to practice with the lightest touch. This will kind of almost lead you down to the rabbit hole, though, of having to recheck the intonation on your guitar.
God f***ing damn it!
And that basically, the intonation quickly is your scale length. That's from your nut to your bridge saddles over here, and associating that with when you use the fretted note, because when you tune to the proper pitch, but then however much you press down is actually, and you pluck, that is what we consider intonation. So you may have to adjust that. We'll go that into a whole other video, but don't fear that. That's one of those things too that might also get you frustrated. But once you get it kind of down, it makes it that much easier, and then you don't have to send your guitar out constantly to a guitar tech and pay all the extra money. The next one is actually strumming so hard. I used to think that you had to hit so hard. That was barely really strumming at all. And I used to kind of compensate, because when you strum harder, I don't think I clipped the audio interface, but that would actually be something I would have to lower the amp down, change all of the knobs on all of the effects pedals that I was using. You actually kind of want to have like a normal strum, because you want to have that ability to actually dig in deeper sometimes when you have something that is on the edge of breakup. This is kind of a clean amp that we have going on here, but when you dig in deeper, you actually get that dirty type of tone. So practice, it's kind of, you don't want to drag your pick over it because you get that like unevenness of a chord. But just think about it when you're playing, that you don't have to slam on the strings to make it sound. You may actually just need to turn the volume up on your guitar a little bit, or on your amp. Along with that volume is actually something that I'm just starting to really kind of grasp, is using your volume and your tone knobs.
A titty twister!
I used to just set, and probably most of you really do, is set everything to 10 and just forget about it. But you can get a lot of good sounds when you back down on the volume. Back down on the tone a little bit. Go to the bridge. This has a coil split, which we'll get into in future videos too, but so the fourth one is, if you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, you've probably seen at least 1, 2, maybe 5 comments about, you know, hey, you should probably practice with the metronome. And I'm totally fully gonna embrace that. And I got this one here. You can have, there's on your phone too. You could probably find one on a computer. I think there's even YouTube videos that are just strictly metronomes. You can get backing tracks that are drum samples, all that stuff. But we're gonna go into depth into a metronome in the future. But basically all it is, you could just dial in a beat per minute, and then you just hit the start button and it makes a little clicking sound. Practice your scales to this, and then you can up it. Slow it down. Make it a little bit of a game. It's not always that fun practicing, and that actually kind of leads into my 5th thing. And I like to actually know my more experienced people that watch. Thank you very much for being part of the community and helping us all grow and learn. Is it sometimes doesn't always have to be about riffing, and some of the stuff that is kind of boring, like learning your scales, the pentatonic scale and all that stuff like that, will help you in the long run to get to those riffs, to understand where that person's coming musically. But I want to know from my experienced people, when you actually do like the major scale, when you're playing it, do you just, you know, think of the positioning? Or are you saying to yourself, like, you know, this is the root, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, and the octave? Or are you just really thinking about because I feel like that if you concentrate more on what note is what, it may help you when you want to, say, make it a bit minor by, was that taking the third? So it'd be. I think that's it, right? Yeah, see, because I really forgot all this crap. So I think just by knowing that this is the minor, that's the third, that's the minor. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section, more experienced people out there, what you think. But I think just those 5 little things, if I thought about them, knew about them earlier on, and I think I'd be in a much better position. At least now, if I knew that earlier on, I think I'd be much more ahead of the game. I might not have actually fallen off the horse that much playing, but hope you enjoy stuff like this as we go along the journey. Anything else that I can kind of think of? Anything that you could think of? that you want to know more about, let me know. You've all been a fantastic audience, and as always, stay tuned.